two renovation amateurs turn this vintage caravan into a fully off-grid powered tiny home? The answer may shock you, because it's yes. We can! This week we're taking our 50-year-old caravan Myrtle out of the 70s and into the 21st century by hooking up our 400 amp hour lithium electrical system.
What I want you to take away from this video is the confidence to go and tackle a job like this yourself and hopefully not have to watch 1,000 videos like I have.
If that's our only mistake of the week, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Oh mate, there's going to be more mistakes. If only we had an electrical system with downlights.
It's a disaster. Did you have a zip tie explosion or something?
God. Clean workspace gone out the window. Oh, this guy I did it! That's awesome! Oh, that fits perfectly.
Nice.
Yes!
It starts.
It starts, guys. The electrical system starts.
We've actually been at this for about a week and a half because of all the planning, all the research, all the purchasing of wires and things, and then also you might notice that this has been done. Mostly thank you to my dad for that, but just this framing took 2 whole days.
Mate, these caravans are known for not being straight. This thing is wonky on the floor, it's wonky on the walls, and obviously the roof is curved, so Megan's dad and I had to sit back 1,000,000 times and just go, what is going on? But we finally got the wardrobe square, we got the bench top here to be nice and flat, bedside tables in, so basically this will have a false floor and this will be cupboards so that you won't see our battery box there. It's because you got to follow the new regulations and whatnot. This is going to be our whole electrical system here. We're going to go in and show you in a minute, but like Megan was saying, it's been a very overwhelming, how do you say it?
It's honestly felt like trying to learn a new language in 1 week. I have to be totally honest, I've sort of said to Jack, all right, you take the lead on this and do the learning and then I'll just follow your instructions as we go. So hopefully that's an okay plan, because for me to try and learn it probably would have been 2 weeks instead of just the one that Jack has taken to learn everything.
So I've watched 4,550 million videos.
It's a very specific number.
I think I've got my head around it now, and we're at that point again where we just got to get into it. First things first, I've built this lovely looking thing. Megan's dad taught me so much about cabinetry, so thank you, Megan's dad. I have now. What's so funny?
You can call him by his name.
Oh,
thank you, Mr. Megan's dad.
Thank you, Mr. Megan's dad, Steve. The main thing I learned in cabinetry is just take your time. Do not rush stuff and screw things together. So I built this little, what would you call it?
Board.
Board. Let's call it a board, and I don't even know if it's going to fit. So,
what was that advice you were just talking about?
No, I know it fits, I just don't know how I'm going to get it in there. Here we go. Alright, so that is going to sit there. Now you notice behind here, I'm going to be leaving a gap behind the board so that we can run wires. The main thing I want to really do is, I want it to look nice, because I really like electrical setups when they look nice. I think it's cool. And I want to run the wiring behind everything, so we don't have too much wiring going everywhere, and that's when it looks messy. So that is going to be sitting there. It's not bad, Amy. We'll screw that down. But this is just a test fit because I want to wire it inside and then bring everything out. So that'll be going like that. We're going to have all our positives up here, all our negatives down the bottom. We'll paint that, make that look a lot nicer. We're going to have our controllers up here, and we'll have an inverter here. So hard to picture now, but I've got it all in this little brain of mine. So
big brain
of mine. Here is our electrical setup. Now, what I want you to take away from this video is the confidence to go and tackle a job like this yourself and hopefully not have to watch 1,000 videos like I have. So we've gone with Renogy here. A few weeks ago, we actually showed the inverter and we said we're going with Renogy, and the amount of comments that came through saying that you guys run Renogy and it's been amazing stuff, it gave us a lot of confidence, didn't it, Megan? So we're really happy to share this with you guys, and we've teamed up with Caravan RV Camping. They've been amazing and they've given us even more confidence in running this gear. So I'm just going to go through everything slowly And we'll start with the biggest thing here. You would have seen our lithium batteries go in. We're going to be wiring them up in parallel, which equals 400 amps of lithium power. This is our 3000 watt inverter. It has an inbuilt automatic transfer switch, which automatically transfers the power to use 240 volt power when we're plugged into the Caravan park. They call it shore power. So when we plug into shore power, it's going to do that switch within a millisecond. I have to read the manual, it might not be a millisecond, but it's very quick. Also, it'll start charging with the inbuilt charger that it's got, our batteries. So when we go to a Caravan park, we'll plug it in and it will start charging our batteries and slowly top them up. And like I said, it's got 3000 watts of power. It's got a nice LED screen up there and all these buttons and all that kind of stuff. We will be getting an electrician to come complete that hookup because it is 240 volt and I don't want to be touching anything to do with that. So MPPT. Now this is a solar controller. We're going to be running 2 of these because we will be having 600 watts and 600 watts wired in series. So we've got 3 200 watt solar panels. We're going to have 2 sets of that. So 1200 watts. That is so confusing, isn't it?
6 total. 3 plus 3 equals
I'm envisioning
6.
that video when he's going down the escalator in The Hangover and all the numbers he's going to play at the casino. Anyway, we're going to have 2 lots of 600 watts of solar panels. That still doesn't make sense to me.
Little diagram here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
200, 400, 600, 200, 400, 600.
And each of those lots will be wired in series. So 600 watts will be coming down to this controller and 600 watts will be coming down to this controller. These are 40 amp controllers and we'll also be connecting a Bluetooth module to them as well, which we'll talk about more later on when we get to actually hooking them up. The DC-DC charger will allow us to charge from the car. You can also do solar input. We won't be doing that because we're going to have so much solar on the roof and I don't think we're going to have to worry about that, but there is that option there to have your solar charging as well as your car charging at the same time. And also we've got our shunt here, which will be connecting up to our batteries, and that is going to tell us everything about our battery, pretty much like a BMS, a battery monitoring system. We've also got the Renogy One core. Now that's going to be our hub for everything. We're also going to have an app as well, so we can see all this kind of stuff on there as well, but this is going to be really cool. It's going to look nice up on the bench top there and we can look through it, and it also levels up your Caravan as well. Well, it doesn't level your Caravan up, it helps you level your Caravan up. You can see all your battery percentages, but we'll talk more about that when we're setting it up, which will be a while from now. The cabling we're running is large cable. So from the batteries to our bus bars here and out to our inverter is going to be 95 mil, or I think they call it 000 gauge. Very thick, very hard to bend, so that's going to be fun. So I guess enough talking about it, let's get started and actually start installing it. So I'm going to put it together so that we can get an idea of everything we want to do, Megan, and then we actually no. We're going to put it in the Caravan and then we're going to try and put it all together and see how much cabling we need to run out of that battery box through to the kill switch, fuse, bus bar, inverter. Sounds overwhelming, but it's not. Ta-da! There's our... Can you see it? You can just see us. There's our general idea, guys, of what we want to do. And
just imagine they're up here.
Yep.
Pretty.
Yep.
And then this one will be next to them.
The DC-DC.
There.
Yep.
And then a fuse box.
Yeah, there's going to be a fuse box there for our lights, fridge, hot water system, all that kind of stuff. It looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Now,
Jack's done it again though. I
What?
said to him yesterday, I was like, don't you think we should paint under here? And then he was like, no, it's fine. And then he was talking about, okay, so we're going to run our wires here, we're going to run our wires here. And I was like, Jack, how are we going to get in there to paint if we've got wires running there? So that is my job for today.
Megan's going to paint that. I'm going to rip the whole thing out again. And I'm going to attach the solar controllers and the DC-DC charger and drill all the necessary holes to run the wires behind the board and down to our bus bars and fuses.
Look at us. We sound like we know what we're talking about.
No, I'm fairly confident in what we're doing. There's a few important things that must be done, which I'll explain while I'm doing them. But I'm feeling pretty confident. So where am I going? I've got to pull this out. All right, let's get to work.
When we're way out here, oh,
run into our first dilemma of the day. When we were measuring all this out, I don't know, maybe we had a little bit too much overlap. And so now our DC-DC charger here can only fit on the board sideways.
Yeah.
Which we're not sure if it's a big deal or not.
No, I'm just reading the instructions now. I'm going to figure it out if we can mount it this way, but I don't see why you can't. But now it's going to have to go like that. Would have looked better like that, and then allowed us to have our fuse box underneath, but oh well. This is our fuse box there. That was planning for that to go there and that to go like that, but we'll have to put this somewhere else, I think.
If that's our only mistake of the week, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Oh mate, there's going to be more mistakes. So that's going to be going like that. Just going to do a final read on the instructions here. What was I going to say? So many things going through my head. Let's figure this out, Megan. Let's turn the camera off and concentrate on this. And we'll be back with you guys in a second. Alrighty, we double checked the instructions. We can mount the DC-DC like that, as long as it's got good airflow. We're going to be putting in 2 extra fans anyway for airflow, so that'll be fine. We've drilled some hole saw holes here for our bigger wires to come through, and that'll sit like that. If you can see around here, I've actually indented this bit of ply so that there's a gap behind the inverter there. Even though the inverter sucks in and blows out this way to get the ventilation going, I think there's plenty of room there still for it to breathe. We've got our fuse, which is a 250 to 400 amp fuse. I've forgotten the name, so we're going to put it up on the screen there. It was almost $200 for this, so I think it's pretty good. I hope it's a good one. It's a very fancy looking fuse, so that should not cause any problems. We've got a 350 amp kill switch so that we can turn the whole system off when we're working on it, and then our bus bar is going to be going there. Now, I don't know if I explained it already, but the 95mm or 000 gauge wire that we're running from the batteries to this fuse through the kill switch onto the bus bar has to be the same length as the black cable, the negative, that is going to the shunt on the bottom and into the bus bar. They both have to be the same length, no matter what. So we know that the black one's going to be longer because it's a longer run. Just by looking at it, we can tell. So we're going to bring it back inside. We're going to get the length of our black negative cable going to the shunt and to the bus bar, and then we're going to get the length of our red one from that length of black. And then we know that we're going to have some excess red over, so I'm going to keep that inside the lithium box and just loop it up in there, and you will never even know that it's longer. I hope that makes sense.
I understood it, so I think you're pretty good.
Alright, cool. Let's get it back in. Now let's just start from where we took off. We had to make sure that our 2 95mm or 000 gauge wire, the negative and positive, were the same length, which we did. We measured it, we clamped it up, got it all measured out. Took into account the fuse here, which was going to add length to it. Measured that, cut the black and the red wires, got them into the Caravan here, and wired it all up. So we got our positive going into the battery box here, coming out into the fuse, into the kill switch, into the bus bar. Now I'm really happy with how I've done my wires. I put little holes in this little cabinet and looped the wires in. Not much I could do here, and not much I could do here coming out of the battery box, but I've messed up the white paint, but we'll give that another paint up. Shunt is connected to the negative, so the black wire, which will be going to the negative terminal. So it comes out of the battery box, down, wires nice and hidden, and if you look under here, we've got our upside down shunt. Now, Megan, do you want to explain that?
We had it all looking perfect yesterday, but it turned out that the side that we had going towards the battery was actually supposed to be going towards the inverter, and vice versa. So yeah, we had to flip it upside down after rereading the instructions this morning, because we were going a lot on like video tutorials, and then sometimes, you know, it's just easier to just read what's in front of you, and we're like, yes, that is a definite mistake.
The instructions for this stuff are really good, so it tells you very thoroughly. So the shunt comes with 2 little wires. One is a temperature sensor, which goes in the middle of the batteries here. So I've brought that up through into the battery box. Second wire is this power cable, so that is going to go to the positive terminal, the red side of the batteries, and that is going to give power to our shunt. So once we connect that all up, that'll all be running pretty much. But I'm not going to connect the batteries yet. We have got these two wires here that I've prepared, which are the same length again, because like we said earlier, we're going to be running our batteries in parallel. So black to black, red to red, and then I'll explain it later when we actually do it. But that's ready to go. We're going to now install the wiring for our DC-DC charger. So for anyone that missed it, DC-DC charger has actually got a solar controller charger inbuilt into it as well. We're not going to be running solar off this one. We're going to be running solar off those two. So this is just going to purely be from the alternator of the car. So what I've done is, if we come out here, so under the bonnet, guys, what I've done is I've ran 35mm cable. I've ran it from the starter battery here, positive, through a 80 amp mega fuse, and then along the chassis line out to the back where I think it was about 6.5 meters possibly. I think all up we're going to be running 11 or 12 meters of this cable. So I've gone a bit overkill with 35mm, but I don't want to get voltage drop. So that's the main thing. I want maximum voltage amps going to that DC-DC charger, so when we're driving it's putting in as much charge as it can. So here's our Anderson club. Here's our Anderson plug, negative positive. Now what we have to do is continue that negative and positive starting from here. So we're going to mirror that kind of thing so that I have enough play to plug that in and the Caravan can move left and right and all that kind of stuff when it's on the tow ball. Follow it through the drawbar, out the end of the drawbar, and then up through the floor somewhere about here and into that DC-DC charger. Now the reason I was grinding this morning was because the old owner had a step here. It's getting in the way of my cords coming through and going up into the floor, so I'm going to cut that off now. Are you ready?
What am I doing?
I don't know what you're doing. You can be the labourer.
Be a moral support.
Moral support, alright. Let's hope it goes down here. Oh no, it definitely goes to the top. I think we've got more we can pull through. So we plugged this into the tow bar part of it, where I showed you guys before, and it was showing, what was it showing? 14.53 volts. So we didn't get any voltage drop. So that's good. Let's wire this up.
Been a bit of a one-man show this afternoon. I haven't been able to help much, but are you going okay?
Yes.
It's a disaster. Did you have a zip tie explosion or something?
God. I clean workspace gone out the window. Yes, it's abomination in here, but anyway, I've got the DC-DC charger wired in. It's taking me so long because it's all like custom wiring and everything has to be cut to shape, and I want it all to look really nice. So come and have a look, Megan. So we've got the DC-DC wired in. I'll just quickly run you through if anyone is interested. That's the positive cable coming from the battery, from the Anderson plug at the tow bar. That there is the positive going down to this 80 amp fuse, then through behind here and out to our bus bar, our positive bus bar, which will then feed the batteries. Up top left is all negatives going to the negative bus bar. Now, I don't know if that looks good on camera, but I am very chuffed with myself with all that work under there.
Hey,
I've done
I just had a thought.
a very good job.
Yes, you have.
What's up?
You've done a very good job. Proud of you.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I just had a thought with that little cabinety bit that we've built over the top, the U shape.
Here?
Yeah, with the holes. What we should have done is like little archways at the bottom, so
to make it look nicer.
No, I was thinking then if you need to access it, you could actually just like lift it up, except for that one there.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. You've got small hands, you can get in there. Yeah, I can fit my hands in there anyway. So that should all be wired up properly. I've triple checked everything. Now we have to wire up the batteries in parallel. So it looks something like this, like that, black to black, red to red. And then what we have to make sure is our negative and positive cables, remember the ones we had to make sure were the same length, and incorporating fuses and all that. We have to make sure the negative goes over here to this negative, and the positive needs to go to this positive. You can't have the positive and negative going to the same battery. It has to be separate. So hope that makes sense. I'm going to do that now, and that should actually turn on everything and enable us to go test if that DC-DC charge is going to charge the batteries.
Cool.
And we have to also install our one core monitor, which tells us everything that's going on. So I'm going to get going now. My brain's falling apart. Is that alright? Can you see? Mm-hmm. Oh gosh.
Maybe pointing up.
If only we had an electrical system with downlights. Can you see all this? Actually, I'll show you guys. I'm so excited. Okay. Have a look at the batteries. So, there they are, wired in parallel. Black to black, red to red. Red positive coming out to the fuse, to the kill switch, to the bus bar. Negative, black, going out to the shunt, then to the negative bus bar down the bottom. So that's all wired up, no zaps. So that was successful. Now I've got this one core here. Ooh, just press the button. So this one core is going to be the main hub.
Yeah.
It's going to show us everything. You can get an app for your phone as well, but we'll go on this for now. It's pretty much the same thing. I've connected it to the Wi-Fi. I'm also running it off a power bank for now. So that's a pretty cool little feature. You got USB-C on the back there to add power to it, just to test it like this. So I am about to touch the big red button. Ready?
Ready.
1, 2. That should light up. 3. Oh, it's even set on lithium. So blue means lithium, and that's what we're running. So there's 5 different settings for AGM and all that kind of stuff. But blue is what we're using. So now, if we see this little Bluetooth thing, I hope the camera's alright in the dark, but we got this BT2. I've got 3 of these, one for the DC-DC, one for the MPP, and one for the other MPP. So they'll be all getting plugged in. I'll plug this one in. So you're meant to turn the device on first, then plug in the Bluetooth. And then, once I've plugged this in, oh look, it turned on. There you go.
Ooh.
See? So Bluetooth's on. And now, I'll go back to the Renogy device. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Maybe we should have done this in the morning.
I'm too excited, can't wait. So, if I go back, oh no, now what have I done? How do I find devices? Oh, add device. Scanning. It should find the DC-DC. No, it found it. So, can you see that? Mm-hmm. So if I click that, oh no, click and add. Added successfully, you can manage the added devices now. Got it. There's all that info. Now we got one more thing to do. And that's turn the car on and connect the Anderson plugs up. Mm-hmm. So let's quickly do that, see if this gets charged coming in. And also, just another thing I forgot to tell you guys was, before you hook up your batteries in parallel, make sure both batteries are charged to the exact same amount of voltage. And then you can connect them together. I forgot to say that. So let's go turn the car on and see if this charges. It's all plugged in. Did it do anything? So that should start charging eventually. And it should come up on here. I think it will take a bit to show up, but... Oh, look. that's my starter battery showing 14.6 volts, and now this red, alternator lights come up. So that's a red light with an alternator image there, and it's showing that we now have 55.66 amps coming in. Oh, just go! I did it! That's awesome. Auxiliary battery charging at 50 amps, pretty much 49.7 amps. The revs on the car aren't up, so when we're driving, obviously that'll go up. Oh my god, Megan, I did it.
You did it.
We did it.
No, it was you.
It works, guys. See here, we got the DC-DC there, so I can choose to click on that and suss it out. Have a look at its charge rate and all that. I go back. In a few days' time, we'll have 2 more there. The 2 MPP controllers showing what's coming down from the roof. So, that's enough for today.
We did not pick you guys up yesterday, so we're on to day 4 of the electrical system because yesterday was just very time-consuming tasks that, you know, might have been a bit boring for camera, but Jack got our fuse box wired up, and what was the other thing? Oh, installed the
did the one core touchscreen
into the wall.
And also I've wired in all the downlights but one. So first of all, check out the electrical system, guys.
It looks so good.
It looks very good. Alright guys, last downlight going in. Technically, if I've wired these all right, we should just have to press the red, turn the red kill switch, and all the downlights should turn on. And I've also wired in something that I haven't told Megan about yet, so...
What do you mean?
I've wired in a few other things as well.
Oh.
So it's not just the lights that'll turn on.
Is it the fan?
Yes.
It's not like we have much else going on in here.
Alright, so... when I turn this switch, the lights should blimmin' well turn on. So let's try. Ready?
Ready.
Drum roll. 3, 2, 1. Ah! They're on! 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh my god.
Brilliant.
One core looks beautiful as well. That's
if only we'd got to this point yesterday evening, then it would have been more dramatic. But oh, wicked!
We have a fan and exhaust fan up there now. So today we are installing 6 200 watt Renogy solar panels on the roof. Now it's going to be interesting because our roof is curved. It's pretty badly, well, I mean that's the way it was designed, but it's not good. So we've got to work out how we're going to mount them, and I think I've got the right angle to do it. We're going to be using 50 by 50 aluminium angle. Here's our first solar panel of the day. We're going to get the angle off the roof. I'm going to cut it to shape, and I'll show you when we're doing it how we're going to mount it, but here we go. These weigh, I think, 12 kilos each. And if you remember, when we're doing our roof, the internals, I put a lot of framing in there so that it can withstand a lot of weight. You can pretty much stand up there now. Wouldn't recommend it, but you could probably do it if you wanted to. So the roof can take that weight, and I'm pretty confident it's going to be okay. So should we go get the angle off, or should we keep talking so we don't have to go outside?
Let's get started.
All right.
Does she notice the things I notice?
I've purchased some 3mm 50 by 50 angle. Can you see that? So it's quite thick. We've drawn up a very childlike diagram right here. Mind the mess inside. Here's our diagram. It's terrible. Here is our sunroof here. So our bed is under here. We're going to put one solar panel here, one solar panel here, 3 down the middle, and 1 at the front on the left. Here is our exhaust fan sunroof. These 3 down the middle here, I'm thinking, do I want to mount it like this? So this part here will be mounted down onto the Caravan roof, glued and pot riveted with some very good pot rivets. I've gone out and I've made sure I've got some big ones. And then the solar panel will come onto here like that. And see how there's a gap under there? I'll mount it up so there's a gap, and that allows for like airflow and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to tech screw it with some very nice tech screws along here, which will hold the solar panel on each side. I'm having trouble working out if that is going to bow the solar panels over time, and they'll start to go like a bit banana-y, you know. What I'm thinking is I might put a bracket in the middle of each solar panel to stop it from bowing. I don't think it's going to bow, but I want to take precautions so that it doesn't. I reckon, Megan, we should mount 3 solar panels to this and then lift the whole lot up for the 3 in the middle and then do the other 3 individually.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
I don't know if I'm the right person to be asking advice for this
Oh,
sort
guys,
of thing.
where are you when we need you? Anyway, I think it's going to work, and it'll look better. I won't have to cut individual lengths to mount, and it will just be straight, and then yeah, we'll just do that. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
I'm calling it. Project manager.
All right.
Better blood work.
Rest my case, I hope you see it. So hear me out or keep on dreaming.
So,
We've come up with a masterpiece.
we've done a little bracket to
Yep.
hopefully stop that bowing. So we've just got one on each side of each. We've also put holes in, nice and protected with that corrie for our wires. Feels like we actually have things under control.
I know.
But now we have to take this out into the wind, on the roof, in the wind, and it's very windy.
Yes.
A bit scared for that.
It's going to be a bit hay going, but we'll get it up there. That has actually come up so good, Megan.
Uh-huh.
Look at this, guys. How have we done this? We're getting better and better each week.
Yeah.
We also bought all the negative and positive cables out, so they're ready to go. So we'll bring it up, test fit it, and I don't want to bring it down.
Okay,
You ready for this?
I think so. I'm just picturing it catching in the wind.
No,
I
it
just-
won't. It won't say that. That was stressful. We did it. I live for that stuff. Have a look, guys. Don't know if you can hear me out here, but I'm talking anyway. Look at that. Fits beaut. That looks so good.
She's looking high tech.
She's looking high tech for a 50-year-old Caravan.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to go and have a toolbox meeting. See what we've got to do next. We're going to get some glue on there, I think. Pop rivet it down. Make sure all the wire's in the right spot. But yeah, it's on.
Okay, one good thing about that all being over and done with is that surely that's the most difficult thing we have to do this week.
Surely, mate.
We're going to get on to doing the other 3 now, except they're going on separately.
Yeah.
So it won't be as awkward to carry up there, hopefully.
So we're going to go like that again, only on the fronts, and then I might get them up there. And because this part of the roof, the front and the back, is pretty curved,
Really curved, yeah.
I'm not going to put the supports in the middle yet. I'm going to do that up there after. And then we'll start wire. Oh no, we'll start gluing and pop riveting. We have to triple check that because once they're glued, they ain't coming off. This is what we got done last night. I stayed up as the sun went down. I got 3 solar panels pop riveted on, glued down. I haven't sealed them yet, but they've come up very nicely. I'll show you this one here. This one's a bit messy, but this is the front one. I ended up putting it long ways. So now I need to put a wind deflector here. We still got to do this big one, and I've got that one and that one nice and sealed down. On this front one, I've put some extra pop rivets on the front so that the wind doesn't push it. Even though we're going to have a wind deflector there, it should be alright, but I wanted to take extra precautions up the front because that's where all the wind will be hitting the Caravan the most. But yeah, let's get on to this middle one, eh Megan? So guys, sorry, I'm not going to be talking to you out there. It is way too windy and I don't want to muck up the audio. So I'll just quickly run through how I'm going to be securing these last 3 solar panels to the roof. I'm going to use a 221 Sikaflex, so it's a heavy duty adhesive sealant. I just went with this because I was on the Viscount Owners of Australia Facebook page and this is what everyone seemed to be using. So did some research and I reckon it's going to do the job just fine. And then after we've glued down our solar panels up there, I'm going to pot rivet them down with these fairly large pot rivets. Can you see them, Megan? Mm-hmm. So that's what's going to be securing them down. I'm going to use quite a few of them. And then after we've riveted it, we're going to use this Sikaflex Pro. Now that is what we use to secure our seams, our J-rails and all that kind of stuff. And it's come up really nice and it's also paintable. So I might give it another paint later. Also, I bought some rubber washers to tech screw on the angles to the solar panels because I've only put 2 tech screws at the moment. And that should be it. Then we'll start the wiring.
We upgraded our drawing.
That's much better, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
So it still looks complicated. So I'm going to quickly run you through it. I feel like I'm in school right now, actually. So here's the 2 back solar panels, sunroof in the middle, 3 solar panels on that big panel we made, and the front panel here. We're going to be running these solar panels in series, so 2 sets of 600 watts. Now I've written A, B, and C. Those 3 solar panels are going to be connected together in series. So A positive is going to be connected to B negative, B positive is going to be connected to C negative, and C positive is going to be running down into the Caravan to the controller. And A negative will be running to the controller as well inside the Caravan. So if you'll notice there are 2 longer lengths there. So I've gone ahead and made up some extensions so that we can run those longer lengths down into the Caravan. Now D, E and F will be linked together in the same kind of setup as well. You can see here over on F we've got another longer run here connecting to E negative and D positive. I've made it so that E and D have the negative and positive going into the Caravan from there, which you can kind of see there. Now I don't want to complicate it because we have stared at this a million times and tried to work it out and we're pretty sure this is it. Just before we do that, both positives coming into the Caravan need a 20 amp fuse to protect the system if anything happens there. And then also we're going to be running the positives through a kill switch each because we've got 2 sets of 600 watts, 2 positives coming down. So they'll run through that 100 amp switch. And then this here is the gland that will allow us to bring our negative and positives down into the Caravan and keep it watertight. There's all the extensions. You want to have a look, Megan? That's all the extensions I've made. All the sealing's done. The Sikaflex is still a little bit wet, but it's come up really nice. I'm really happy with the attention to detail I've put into it and the time I've taken. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is the sun's going down. So let's hope we can get this all wired up and get it into the MPP controllers as quick as we can and see if we can get some watts coming in, but it's not looking promising, is it, Megan? Alright, here we go. The holes are being drilled. I've been really careful not to drill into the lighting wiring in the ceiling, so nice and slow. We've pretty much wired it all up. I haven't connected everything because we don't want any voltage, not that there's going to be any voltage coming through because
Whoa.
the sun is gone and it's beautiful. I love it here. That's nice, eh? Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's drill this hole. Otherwise we'll be here all night.
No wires?
No wires.
Yes.
So far.
I was really scared for this part.
Me too, but I just realised I have to drill through the insulation. I don't know if there's a wire under there. Where are lights? They're there. No, I don't think there's any wires here. Alright, so I need you to go into the Caravan and see where this drill bit's hitting the roof. You should be able to feel me just touching the ceiling. And then let me know if it's in the wardrobe or not.
Oh, I see it.
Am I in the wardrobe?
You're like directly above the left border of the wardrobe, if that makes sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it won't be too visible, but it might make it awkward to run it through.
I'm going to drill it in, alright?
Alright.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh!
Where is it?
Oh, you're just in.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes!
Hello.
Let me see. Put the camera on me.
Oh. I was looking for you through the hole.
How does it look?
Yeah, pretty choppy.
Oh, does it look bad?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to go for number 2.
Alright. Oh god. Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
Is that good?
They're like right. You basically just made one big hole.
Oh, that's alright. Alright, here comes the negative. Want to grab that?
Oh.
Can you see the red one? It's worked out really well, guys. Alright, you see it? Alright, pull that through. Quite a bit. Oh. Keep going. Keep going. And stop. Alright, that's it. That's the first one done. On to number 2.
Hello from the bathroom. And Jack is in the dining room.
Oh, the bathroom's a long way away, guys.
This week has taken us a lot longer than we expected. I think because last week we knocked it out pretty quickly and that felt like a lot of work. So then we were like, just chucking some solar panels on the roof this week. It's easy, you know, compared to last week. But yeah.
But we're not defeated. And it is also not the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, guys. I've been out here all day, so I'll run you through what I've been doing. I started the morning with making up our isolator switch box, which is up there in our wardrobe now. Run all the positives through that, so that's all isolated now and in the off position. Ran all my cables. There was cables everywhere this morning. It was a nightmare, but I had cables everywhere, wired in one of the MPP controllers with the negative positive from the solar panels, the one set of series we've got. And I've also wired in both MIDI fuses, which run a 40 amp fuse, going to the negative and positive bus bars. We have also done the Bluetooth modules. They're ready to connect on one of them. I've connected the other one, but I haven't turned anything on. I just wanted to see if I could connect it all properly in one of them, and I'm going to show you guys how to connect the last one now. And then we're going to turn it all on and hopefully it works.
It's a bit of a grey day
It's
though,
very
so
cloudy.
not the best day to test solar.
No, but there is a bit of sun, so it should pump in a few watts. So this is what we've got left. Look at my hands, they're so dirty.
Oh my gosh.
We've got our Bluetooth module to plug in. We've got our positive going to the battery, running through the MIDI fuse here. We've got our negative going to the negative bus bar. And we've got our negative solar input and our positive solar input. So that positive is connected to the switch up there that isolates everything. I'm going to screw all these in now, connect it all up, and then what we have to do is connect the last positive and negative cable on the roof for the solar panels, and then we touch the button. We turn it all on. So we turn this main one on and we turn those 2 isolator switches on, and that'll turn the whole system on. Hopefully we've done it right. I'm pretty confident. Alright, Megan, you may do the honours. We'll do this switch first.
This one?
Yeah, the main switch.
Okay.
So that'll turn what we've already connected on.
That way.
Like these beautiful lights. Alright, see here, our MPPs have turned on, see? Because we've given them power. Now, they're in what they call night mode because the isolation switches aren't on yet. So, you do that.
Both?
Yeah, both. 1, 2. And, oh, one's gone from morning mode to sun mode. But what about, I've got to change this one to lithium mode. Like that. And this one to lithium mode. This one doesn't seem to be working. So I have to suss that out. I wonder what's happened. Oh, I know exactly what we've done. We haven't connected a solar panel.
Oh, that's right.
Completely forgot the one here above my head. Alright, I'm going to go do that now and hopefully it'll work. So just turn those switches off, please. And I'm going to go turn them on. Oh my gosh. My heart just dropped. How did we forget that? So now, when I turn these on, it should come up on both MPPs that there is like a little sun symbol comes on. So yes and yes. Yes!
Wait, where is it? Oh, I see it now.
See it? Sun and sun.
I see it.
So I've set both of them to lithium batteries, 12 volts. The solar is coming in and I think the sun's just come out a little bit. So I'm going to quickly add the two Bluetooth modules to the one core we've got. And then that'll show us how many watts coming in, how many amps coming in and what's going on. So I'm going to do that now. And then I'll show you guys. I've linked up both Bluetooth modules, so I'll quickly show you. Here's the left-hand side MPP, bringing in 112 watts, and the right-hand side 111 watts. So just a little reminder as well, we got our battery shunt connected to the one core, and we've got our DC2DC charger there as well. So that's pretty cool. Another little thing as well while we're here, we've got a RV leveling system. Oh, we're straight, but not straight. So that's pretty cool to have as well. The reason we've got no watts coming in today, guys, is because it is so cloudy, and unfortunately it would have been good to show you guys some watts coming in, but as soon as we do get some sun and we're filming a video, we'll definitely show you guys that. But that's it. It's done. That was a huge job. I'm so happy I chose to take it on because I've learned so much, and the biggest thing I took away from it was be patient and take your time, because I normally don't do that. And I made sure I did with this, and it's come up an absolute treat. But anyway, we just want to say a huge thank you to Caravan RV Camping for partnering with us on this build. They've actually put a bundle with all the solar panels, inverters.
Everything that we have used.
Yeah.
In Myrtle.
It's called the Jack and Megan bundle.
Yeah, and they're also giving away a free portable power system for the first few people that order that whole bundle as well. And you can still use the discount code that we told you guys about last week.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, that's JM30 for $30 off any purchase over $300.
And thank you to you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. None of this would be possible without you guys. So see you next week. We're going to be, what are we doing?
Well, you've had 2 weeks to learn how to be a 12-volt electrician. So now you got 2 days to learn how to be a full-on cabinet maker. Okay?
I knew you were going to say that.